real name is Lee, and I play Bo in the movie.
My name is Bernice Merlot. I play Nadia in Revolt.
My name is Joe Miali, and I'm the writer and director of the film.
And action!
The film begins with an American soldier waking up in a jail cell in a police station in Africa with no memory.
He doesn't know where he is, he doesn't know who he is.
Well, I play an aid worker
Who is in the cell next to him in the police station, and together they break out.
And the whole film is him and Nadia going through Africa trying to gather these answers. The world at that point has been taken over by drones, and they don't understand where they're from or what they're doing there.
They together decide to join the resistance.
And they journey across the war zone. They journey across really the end of the world, looking for something, looking for hope, looking for some safety.
Come on, go faster!
And they put together the answers to that story as the film goes on.
It's about our ability to fight back and to fight against all odds. I mean, you know, any science fiction movie has a lot of contrivance in it. You create this whole ridiculous world with this whole ridiculous situation that is larger than life. But the point of that is to be able to tell a very basic human story and hopefully to find some universal themes. And for us, that's very much about human strength and human spirit and about resistance, about fighting back against all odds and doing that for really good basic reasons like love. And so our story is anchored on two characters who fall in love along the way and find something worth fighting for. I'd come up with the concept a couple of years ago and pitched it to a few companies, and one of them was to Brian Cavanaugh Jones, and he, in our first meeting, said that we would make this film, and he was right.
It's such a character piece between these two characters that I was excited about that, and it was really the character of Bo. It was just complicated, a riddle that I was interested in trying to solve.
I thought it was a unique, interesting take on a film that could be done on a budget, but with aspiration to be something a little bigger.
You know, we've all seen many end-of-the-world films, but I wanted to show a part of the world that is often ignored by those films. I wanted to tell a story about what would happen in a small, impoverished town in Africa, in Kenya, when the aliens come. You know, what is that like? And that very much ties into the theme of the film. You know, that some of the people, some of the characters they meet along this journey have always been fighting and have always been struggling to survive.
I play Francis Stander. He's a war correspondent and photojournalist who we find about halfway through the film. Francis Stander is based on Don McCullough, who was a famous war photographer who was always being the mix of for any situation, to the point where some of the younger officers in Vietnam would ask him what they should be doing and where they should go.
So it gave me an opportunity to question myself, how would I react in those extreme conditions?
Go on that journey with the character and fill in all those pieces, you know, to have experience him discovering himself for the first time.
I'd wanted to make science fiction films. I wanted my first film to have a science fiction element to it, and that's a challenge because science fiction films can typically be extremely expensive or extremely high budget, and as a first film I thought that might be a challenge, so I tried to create a story that was character focused, that would allow us to tell a great story and a great science fiction story on a budget and do it realistically.
Yeah, I've had a great time working with Joe Miali. It's his first film, and you'd never know it. He's so incredibly well prepared and creative. We were talking about the drones, the drone warfare, and he said, I wrote the movie from the point of view of an Afghan child looking up and seeing these incredible machines that were, you know, wreaking terror and havoc on their world, and I'm interested in that point of view.
In these first meetings, you have to kind of understand whether you can live together for a while. You know? It's a very close relationship doing a movie together between a director and a cinematographer. So that was nice that we got along so well, I think. And, we still are, so that's even better.
Yeah, working with Joe was amazing because he really knows about his characters. He's the writer of the script as well. So it's really inspiring, and mainly for me it's very important because he gave me just freedom and room to express things and to share point of views, and he was very open-minded. So it's been a delight.
You know, 80% of directing and acting and everyone's jobs on set is confidence, and Joe has prepped so much that he's incredibly confident, and for a first-time director to be that well prepped and that clear about what he's looking for and what he wants is a real pleasure. He's amazing. I'm very, very impressed with him.
I feel like we got incredibly lucky with our cast. You know, both Lee and Berenice challenged me and forced me to become a better director, and I hope I challenged them as well. And I think together we made a better film than I would have thought may have been possible.
Berenice, I mean, she's beautiful. She's incredible. She's talented in lots of ways, but the most important thing is I've never seen an actress go through makeup so quick. I mean, she's out of makeup in 30 minutes. You find me another actress in Hollywood that can do that. It's amazing.
But also fearless. She's a real fighter, so that was unexpected, and I think will make the story more interesting that way.
I'd met her a couple years ago, and I thought she was a really interesting person, and she'd already signed on to do the movie. You know, I was interested to work with her.
Working with Lee was amazing. I really enjoy him as a human being and as an actor, and the fact that we could have this complicity in between takes was so great, because then the magic can happen on screen.
Well, the interesting thing about Lee is he's a thinking actor and with a big emotional range. And for a part that could have been easily a cardboard figure that just walks like a robot through the countryside, he brought a lot of feeling to it and heart.
He wants to experiment, he wants to rehearse, he wants to work the scene, and you keep working until he feels it's gone the way we all wanted it to go. It's a joy to work with him. He's like, his eyes are right on your eyes all the time, and what you do manipulates what he does.
We got some really great results. I mean, every day was a very collaborative process between the three of us to finding the essence of each scene, down to every word and every moment, and it was a great experience. And like I said, I think that both Lee and Berenice made me a better director.
You hear that, don't you? Shut up!
That thing will kill us, all of us.
Yesterday we were filming down by a river, and it was like the bridge over the River Kwai. There was a bridge, and these beautiful African birds were flying on the other side of the river, and we spent the day outside in a really beautiful place. And as I'm only here for like 72 hours, it was amazing. It was such an amazing experience to be down on the river.
You know, kind of traveled to all of these extraordinary locations.
The landscapes are so powerful and incredible and very sci-fi and striking, and you rarely see those kinds of landscapes in a sci-fi movie.
It's get an opportunity to see some interesting things that no one gets a chance to see.
The challenges are obviously to shoot a lot of the exteriors, to work with the elements and don't fight them, which is, you're always on the losing end if you try that.
So in some cases we had to go out to very remote locations, and they were logistically very challenging.
We've been to the top of mountains, we've been in mines, we've been in beautiful wildernesses.
And it was all pretty tough. I mean, the crew soldiered on and we got it all done, but there was lots of challenges, most of them involved trying to capture trying to capture this landscape and making it a character in the film means actually going there into the dust and into the dirt and getting dirty and getting it done.
Watching him and Carl work together has been really interesting, because they've worked so closely, and I think they've made a really beautiful movie together. We shot at the top of this cliff with these signal towers, and they're gonna CGI a great big disc on the top, and it was just an epic location.
I think we developed a really nice color palette that worked for the story. I'm a firm believer you have to reduce the color spectrum. The rainbow is big, but if you take a couple of colors out of the equation, you create a very uniform look that works for your story.
We didn't allow the visual effects to dictate any part of the film. The film is dictated by its story and by the emotions and by the themes and characters that we're focused on.
And in our case, it's a lot of earth tones and browns, ochres and yellows, and then it progresses at the end when the military comes into the story and the technology takes over. Then the whole color palette becomes a little more blue and ends up a little more on the cold, neutral side.
So the visual effects are really just another department, another aspect of the film. Just as much as Africa and the landscapes is a character, the visual effects are, in a sense, a character of the film. But we worked really hard to make sure that never becomes the focus.
Action! Go, go, go.
Filming in South Africa was great. We found such amazing crews and such great people, you know, people who aren't willing to get their hands dirty and get involved.
Overall, South Africa has been great. We had this mix of a dying industry in our background, like mining industry, that left huge concrete structures that we could have never afford to build, and that gave a lot of production value. And we had a wonderful spirited crew from all walks of life, and everybody helped each other. And that was very positive.
I love South Africa. I've been there many times now, and this is such a powerful place, so diverse in terms of landscapes. You get to see wild animals, so you really feel you connect with the present moment and what is important in life. Silence, eternity, horizons. It's a very spiritual experience.
It's been great. It's a really small group of people, and that's been one of the real treats of working on this film, because it really does feel like a family. Everyone came together to make the movie. We're all on set together every day. It's felt like a real family.
My most enjoyable moment on set, so many of them. You know, I think first of all, the crew, the human experience was amazing.
The crew, it's a small crew. It's a, you know, it's just me and Berenice, you know, most of the time, and then we've got, you know, other people who come in. But it's been a very small group, and that's been one of my favorite things about shooting the movie.
Well, it's always hard to shoot away from home, you know. That far away, it's a journey from LA. You're traveling 2 days into a whole unknown world, and you have to find people that want to work with you on something like this. And for somebody like Joe who's worked for 3 years to bring this dream project to life, that's a huge risk. And I think we got very lucky. We had a wonderful crew on the set, shooting crew, that was so supportive. And in my experience, when you travel, you find like-minded people in this business that really are interested in the process of making a movie, the adventure and the team spirit. And we had a lot of that, and that helped us through very difficult days when we were losing the light and things got tricky, or a thunderstorm came from the horizon. Everybody helped everybody.
I hope that the film has a really broad audience. But at the same time, I think it speaks very much to science fiction fans and to action fans. We have a lot of, there's quite a few homages and references to other films. There's quite a few, I think, original and unique science fiction elements of the film that, you know, that the sci-fi fans will enjoy.
I think the film is aimed at a broader audience. It has the potential to get a bigger release that you would expect for the smaller budget. It should be interesting to young people that like genre films, and I hopefully also to my generation and older people who look a little more for emotional connections and character development.
I hope they're gonna connect deeply with what humanity is made of, what we're capable of, questioning the world, having a strong point of view about things, important subjects in life, and connect with the fire in them, and question the world, be aware, be awake.
Listen, we've seen the film, you know, we've seen the genre film before, but now we're taking it to Africa. We're taking it away from the invasion movies. You know, it's happened. By the time the film starts, we've already gone through that. So I think it's a different take on it, and I think Africa is the real draw of this film. I think we've got locations no one's ever seen. We've got places no one's ever seen. It's, you know, it's a lighting man's dream. It's beautiful. So I think, you know, the experience of making a movie in Africa is one you never forget.
It's just been a real adventure. The movie's been an adventure, and I think the kind of fun spirit we've had, you know, kind of shooting it, and this group of people kind of coming together will make it onto the screen.
It's been an incredible human adventure.
And cut! Cut it there!